So in this video, I'm going to discuss how we can use linear regression using the XLMiner. So I'm going to go to Add-ins in the XLMiner, and we're going to be focusing on the linear regression section. So for this one, let's create the following data. So I'm going to have I'll call this Y and X. And this one, I'll set up in Y equals MXB form. So over here, to kind of show you what's happening, I'll have a defined slope, a defined intercept, and then we'll randomly generate some data. So I'm going to start with the number 0, then 1, highlight the data, and then I'm going to drag this down until I say the number 30. So I'll have 31 pieces of data, one drop for degree of freedom, and then, well, actually I have 30 data. So, or after degree of freedom, be 30 for the statistical calculations. So this is going to be equal. I'm going to put a number here in a minute for C. That'll be our slope. That'll be anchored. And note I'm just generating data. So you can use any data for this, but just showing you data generation. Times X, so Y equals MX plus B, and that one will also be anchored. Hitting F4 on the keyboard. And then I'll send that down, black cross bottom right. And then the numbers I'm going to put in here will be 2 and 3. And then I'm going to generate some different things here and show you a couple other things in F1. So now coming over here to the Toolpack tab area, the input Y range will be from A1 to, I believe we got this to A31 at least. Let's double check. A32. So A32. And then the X range will be from B1 to B32. I do have labels, confidence levels fine. My output range, you can put it anywhere, but I'll just put this in F1. Then click OK. And for this one, you can see that it calculated exactly. There was no change, so it's definitely, the intercept is the B or 3, and then the X is 2. So like if I graph this as an example, okay. So here you would just, which you can't see on the screen, but you would go to insert. Well, it's not going to let me do it. Okay, never mind on that. Right. So that clearly is not great. So what I'm going to go back in here and do, just to show you something you can do if you're doing some modeling, I'm going to put plus rand. That's going to generate some error. And then rerun this. And that's interesting that it did that. Okay, let me clear this out. So output range, I'm going to change that back to F1. For some reason, it changed it. F1, click OK, and then now. So now with the error term, we're actually getting T statistics and P values and that sort of stuff. So we can see here that it's roughly the estimate. I mean, it's off a little bit because of the random error, but it does still generate pretty good statistical results, especially with X. I mean, it's 2.01. Technically, it should be 2. So not that much error there with the random error, and the coefficient is a little bit further off, but that's okay. Now, one thing I want to note, you can do, I'll show the different plots here in a minute. I don't recommend you ever really do constant as 0, but you can look at the model here and see what happens if you did that. So now you would get a result where 0 is intercepted out, so none of that would apply. And now we get X, the coefficient we know in reality it should be 2, but now we get some error put in there for 2.16 or basically 2 or about 2.2. So that's not that great of a stat line in there. And you see here sequence F is 0, so that, or well, that the F is big. So the model technically is going to tell you, oh, that's great, but we know in reality, no, it's not. So I never recommend having constant be 0. So I'm going to uncheck that box and then just show you what else this can do. So you can, put in residuals, basically find the errors, plot the residuals, standardize them, line fit plots, no probability, and all that good jazz. So that will do that here for you below, so you can see that data. That's something you're interested in, as well as just check and make sure, there's no issues with the, here there's the predicted and the Y, so you can see that the model matches pretty well. And then the X residual plot looks pretty random, so that's good too. And then here is the normal probability plot, which shows you that that lines up pretty good since it's a straight line.